Okay, so generally in Section 4C, one of the most complicated topics for folks are stocks. And so what I thought I'd do here is to focus solely on stocks and streamline that material for you. So we're going to look at here a quote, a stock quote for Starbucks, and I pulled this directly offline. So I'm going to come down here first, and these are the key words, the vocabulary and terminology that we need. And so as I go through this terminology, I'll come back up to the stock quote itself and identify where I'm getting this information from. So the ticker symbol is just the abbreviation that is used to represent the company. So it is the abbreviation TI. If you've ever watched headline news, at the bottom of the screen, they'll have the ticker symbol. The ticker symbol is going across the screen, letting you know what the stocks are doing for that particular moment in time, because as you know, they change while the market is open. So it's the abbreviation to represent the company. And so if we come back up here to the top, usually it is located right up here to the top. So Starbucks' abbreviation would be SBUX. Okay, so that would be its ticker symbol if you were trying to follow it. The current price is the current market price per share. So that if you were going to buy stock today in Starbucks, this would be the amount that you would pay. So current price represents the current market price per share. Market price per share. So if we come back up here, it's usually big and bold at the top, and that would be right up here on the left. There's your current market price, $82.30. So if you bought one share, it'd be $82.30. If you bought 2 shares, take that and multiply it times 2. If you want to buy 50 shares, multiply that times 50. That would be how much you would pay. All right, your share volume. Share volume is the number of shares that have been traded so far today. Number of shares that have been traded so far today. So if we come back up here, it's down towards the bottom on the left, and it's just represented as volume, but that is your share volume. So for here, we're talking about 7,279,522 shares have been traded so far today. Shares outstanding are the total number of shares that exist for the company. Total number of shares that exist for the company. Total number of shares that exist for the company. And we will have to use a formula to find that. So that formula is coming up here in the next problem, in the next definition for market cap. So shares outstanding isn't given to you up there in the printout. Market cap is the total stock value of the company. Total stock value of the company. So we'll come back up here. Market cap up here at the top, that would be number 5 down there below. So we're talking about $97.196 billion is their company worth. Now, how do we can use the market cap and the current price per share to get us the shares outstanding. Your market cap, I'm just going to abbreviate here as MC. Your market cap is equal to the number of shares outstanding, how many shares that exist for the company, times the current price per share. So you're given the market cap up above, you're given the price per share. We will solve for the shares outstanding to know how many shares exist for the company. And then lastly, your dividend current yield, that is the percent payout to shareholders. So that's the percent that is paid out to shareholders. You may have yours set up so that it automatically reinvests and buys you additional shares in the company. That's also an option. If you come up here to the top, you'll see forward dividend and yield. Does that. That's up here, number 6, forward dividend and yield. You'll be looking at the percentage. I'm just going to X that off. You'll be looking at the percentage there in parentheses. That's what you want to focus on, okay? So let's flip it over and let's actually answer some questions related to this Starbucks example, okay? And I'm just going to cross off that piece there. We're going to only be worried about the percentage, okay? So in part A, it says find the current price per share when this report was generated on November 21st. And as we, this is this exact same printout. So the current price per share is up here at the top. I'm going to put a number 1 beside it because that's where our answer is coming from. Or actually, it's letter A. Got letter A up there. So this would be $82.30. Part B wants to know what was the price per share at the end of the day on the previous day. The easiest place to get this is if they have a previous day's close. And if you'll notice up here at the top, they do have that. So this would be where we get letter B here, as a previous close, $83.60. Okay. $83.60. Part C says, use the market cap and the current price per share to estimate the shares outstanding, i.e. the total number of shares that exist for the company. But they say here to round your answer to the nearest whole number. So I'm just going to utilize that formula that I gave you on the previous page. Your market cap is equal to your shares outstanding times the current price per share. So the market cap is up there at the top, and that's that 97.196. So this will be is this part C? Yes, this is part C. We're going to be using this for part C. The market cap is 97.196 billion. So, I need to give myself a little bit more room here. Let me move this over so I can keep it lined up. Your market cap is equal to your shares outstanding times your price per share. So your shares market cap is 97.196 billion. So here's your ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, millions, and here's your billions. So in the billion spot, I have 97 billion. Then I put in my 196 and then fill in everything else with zeros. Shares outstanding, that's what we're trying to solve for, so that's our X. And the current price per share, that was part A, $82.30. And this is just a one-step process. To find out what my number of shares outstanding are, I just simply divide by 82.30. Cancels out over here. You would then put this in your calculator, that 97 billion number divided by 82.30. You're going to round to the nearest whole number. You should arrive at X equals 1,180,996,355 shares. Okay. That will be our final answer there. Part D says, what percent of all Starbucks shares then have been traded so far today? So think about that. In Part C, we have found the total number of shares that exist for the company, right? And the volume represents the amount that has been traded so far today. So what's going to happen is that we're going to take our volume, your part divided by your whole, your shares outstanding. So your volume, you just get up from up here in the table. The volume is, remember, that's definition on the front page. That's the amount that's been traded so far today. And so this is letter D. We're using this down here for letter D. That's the 7,279,522 divided by the shares outstanding. That's the number we just found. That's the total number of shares that exist for the company. And we want it to be a percentage, so after we do our division, we'll multiply it times 100. I've got you rounded to the nearest hundredth of a percent, so that means 2 decimal places. That should put you at 0.62%. So they haven't even traded 1% of their stocks today, in that particular day, I should say. All right, now in part E, it says, suppose you own 50 shares of Starbucks stock. Based on the current price and the current dividend yield, what total dividend would you expect to receive this year? Goodness, sorry. First thing we need to figure out is, what is your stock worth? You've got 50 shares, so you found out your value, and so your value of your stocks would be equal to the number of shares that you own times the current price per share. So as you think about that, if you multiply share times price per share, that's just going to give you the price, the total amount of your value. So you own 50 shares times the current price per share was $82.30. So if you were to cash it in, it would be worth $4,115. Okay, but we're saying, okay, we're not going to cash it in. We want to get the dividends off of this. So your dividend yield is back up here at the top. It's called a forward dividend and yield. So there's your E right there. The forward dividend is that first number. The yield is in parentheses. So that's why we just want to focus on that percentage there in parentheses. So part E, we're looking at this. I'm going to put it over here by the percentage. So now we will take, to figure out our dividend yield, is equal to your dividend percentage times the value. So we know our values, our dividend is 1.95%, so 0.0195 times the value of the 41.15. Do that multiplication, and you should arrive at $80.24. So you could almost buy another share into the company, okay? Or you could choose to have a check cut out to you, all right? On the next page is, I'm not going to do this one with you, but this is a printout of a stock quote for Walt Disney World. So I highly encourage you to work through this one. Gives you another good practice with it, and work through the exact same steps that I was just doing in that. This might be a video you need to watch twice, for example, okay? All right, let me know if you need anything. Thanks a lot. Bye.